This is Alicia Avant. I am wanting to welcome you to my channel. I've never done a welcome video and thought that I would do that today, and also to tell you why I got started as a virtual assistant, how I got started as a virtual assistant, just kind of my story. I thought that that would be a fun addition to this channel, which I have had for a number of years, but have not been really active on. And recently I was encouraged to do so and thought, why not? So let me back up a good number of years. First of all, I must tell you that my children are currently ages 20, 17, and 16. But when I started my business as a virtual assistant, without even knowing that's what I was doing, my children at that time were 4, 18 months old, and 8 months old, and one was not even born. So let's back up. Yeah, so they were 4 years old, 8 months old, and not even born. So that kind of tells you how long I've been doing what it is that I'm doing now. If you are not sure what a virtual assistant is or does, a virtual assistant remotely helps business owners with their business in any number of ways. It is an umbrella term for a lot of different things. There are virtual assistants that I know who do bookkeeping. There are virtual assistants that I know who are graphic designers. There are virtual assistants that I know who only work with real estate agents. There are virtual assistants that I know who only work with direct sales companies. You kind of get the idea. Then that is the target market or group of people that they serve. On top of that, they have a specific skill set, a specific area of expertise that they have and practice. So let's back up and let me tell you that my area of expertise is email marketing, newsletters, social media, website design, specifically WordPress website design, and content repurposing. But my target market is Christian authors, speakers, and coaches. So I highly recommend when becoming a VA that you choose those two things: your target market and your skill set or service area of expertise. And you can't be all things to all people. So I am a virtual assistant. I started this business in October of 2007 when my children were 4 years old and 8 months old. My daughter, as I just shared, is now 17. And I started it based upon a need. I had, in January of 2007, resigned from my position in ministry as a youth and children's director at a local church to stay at home with my kids. I had some opportunities lined up at that time to do some speaking and some writing, and that was what I felt called to do besides staying home with my children. So I was following what I felt like was God's call upon my life. And it was going well. But those opportunities were often far apart. They were sporadic at best, and I really felt like I needed to contribute financially to our family income. I needed diaper money and grocery money, and so I looked online to find a way to work from home. Now, I will be the first to tell you that there are dozens and dozens of scams out there, and there are probably more today than there were 16, almost 17 years ago. But I was able to find work online. I had joined a group called Mom Masterminds, and it had an old school, what I call forum, a lot like a Facebook group of today. And I joined that group and started asking those ladies in that group if they knew how I could make money from home. Well, a few of them were nice enough to go over to my personal mom blog that I had at the time, read some of the blog posts that I'd written, and one of them from the state of New York reached out to me and said, can I pay you to write some articles for me? I was thrilled, and I said yes. So I started writing blog posts and articles for her, and she loved what I wrote. She referred her friends to me. I put up a website called awriterforhire.com. I no longer own the domain. And for almost 3 solid years, all I did was ghost write articles and blog posts for other people. In late 2009, I attended my very first business conference in San Antonio, Texas. I had never flown anywhere by myself, and I had never been to a business conference. It was with Carrie Wilkerson, and she helped me find a roommate that I'd never met before, Sarah Cook, who is from California. Sarah became a client of mine. We created a friendship, and my VA business in this process was born. And the way that this happened was I was telling people about my website. I was telling them about the social media platforms that I had just joined over the past year or so. At that time, it was Twitter, and I don't remember if Instagram was around yet, but something like that, and how I was using that to grow my business. And people said to me, can you do this for me, or can you help me do that? And I said yes. And that is where my first clients came from. So my business grew over the years. I have always worked my business at least part-time, even when from 2012 to 2015, for a short stint, I worked a full-time job at my children's school. I still worked my business part-time. It will be 17 years in October, and this business has been a blessing to me and my family. It has allowed me to stay at home with my children and to earn an income. It was diaper money and grocery money when my children were small. It became tuition money when my children started private school, and so on and so forth. And so that is my story of how I got started as a virtual assistant. I hope you'll stick around on this YouTube channel to learn more about how you too can make money from home as a VA.